Perspective is critical. It's the framework that we use to help us visualize our ideas and our artwork into the real world. With that said, learning perspective is tough, especially in the beginning. At least it was for me. I remember how overwhelming it felt seeing all those lines and grids and architectural building examples. Almost felt like I was doing math, and I think that is why I had so much issue and why I think a lot of new artists still struggle learning perspective drawing today. It's how we're introduced to it. I want to try and set you off on a better footing to introduce you to perspective drawing in a more naturalistic way. Let's step away from drawing perspective for a bit and instead let's observe perspective in the real world all around us. I actually had my aha moment with perspective when I was at the beach one day. Being able to see the horizon line without any buildings in the way, it kind of just helped me clear my head. At the same time, I also had a Starbucks cup in my hand. That's when I started to realize it. If I held the coffee cup underneath the horizon line, then I could see the top of it. The lower I go, the more I could see into the cup. Now, if I raise the top of the cup to the horizon line, it essentially flattens out and we're seeing just the edge of it. Now, if I raise the cup over the horizon line, I can imagine the top folding away from me and being overlapped by the rest of the cup. That's when it hit me, that the horizon line is the same level as my eyes. It didn't matter if I tilt my view down, the cup still looks the same, and vice versa if I tilt up. And that's because the cup hasn't moved from its position in comparison to the horizon line, which is the same as our eye line. Look at this multi-tiered patio. The patio that's above the horizon line and my eye level, we can only see the bottom of it. But the patio that's underneath my eye level and the horizon line, we can see the top of it. And as I tilt my view down, the lower we go, the more of the patio floor we can see. Now, I could demonstrate all of this again by drawing a box in perspective, but I'd much rather reinforce this observable principle and how this actually applies to real work with storyboards. I also put together a simple visual demonstration in my garage because it'll help keep these concepts grounded in the real world. Oops. With the storyboard sketched out, let's identify the horizon line here, which, remember, is also the same level as where our eyes are. Observe that the heads and shoulders of our characters are above our eye line, so we're effectively looking up at them. This matters because it affects how our characters are drawn in our frame. His eyes, for example, if we draw the cross line of his face, we can see that the eye closest to us is higher than the eye further away from us. If I draw a box to represent his entire head, we see much more of the bottom and none of the top. Recall the outdoor patios at the beach. The higher above the line, the more of the bottom we see. Now, if our bandit were to dip down and get ready to jump out, guns blazing, we can sketch him in a new pose where he's lower in frame. And we'll also lower the camera to give him more staging room. His eyes are roughly in line with the horizon line. Essentially, he's lowered himself to our level. Both his eyes have leveled out and are now side by side with each other, just like the top of the cup that is level to our eye line. Notice that I haven't mentioned much about the other two goons in the background. These principles of perspective still apply to them, but because they are much further away from the camera, the effects of perspective are much more subtle. We see this in real life too. Notice the cup still reacts like it did at the beach, but it has to travel much farther from the horizon line in either direction for the top or the bottom to reveal itself to us. If I were even further away, the impact of perspective would become increasingly more subtle. Think about a big cityscape in the distance. The buildings are so much taller than our eye line, yet they look almost flat and silhouetted. Until, of course, we get much closer to them. With storyboards, we just need to be accurate enough to ground our scene. So for these two goons, I'm just drawing them mostly profile, and that should work well enough. This is all very much an oversimplification of the first perspective drawing principle. As I said earlier, this video is only meant to be an introduction, something to prepare you for the more detailed and layered demonstrations to come. Speaking of which, I'm going to refer you to the amazing resources that are already existing online for you. Tonico Pintoa has a multi-part series on perspective. Seriously, if you aren't already following Tonico, you absolutely should. There's also my friends over at Resolution Art. They have a thorough perspective video demonstration that I encourage you to follow along. If books are more your speed, then there are plenty of options for you, but this one, called Space Drawing, stands out as one of the better ones and definitely teaches perspective without making it feel like math. I hope you found this suggestion helpful, or at the very least, interesting. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting this channel, and I wish you the best of luck on your storyboarding journey. Yep, another good example of perspective. As we lower ourselves to Toaster's eye line, we see more of his eyes. But if we go above his eye line, we see less of his eyes.
Oh, okay. He's broken.
Good boy.
He's a
Good boy. Good demonstration.